fun-sized I say just because it's fun. And I think we can be the ones who bring fun back into our lives. Cheers to that end. Hasten to love into your day end. If you wanna play with us tonight at 8:30 p.m., you can join Jordy Lishman and I as we read through and unpack the CIA way process report so we can see how the fearful and faithful inside of us are where the race is being waged. Don't you see? The war of terrorism is within all of we be. Cause if we see that there is no us versus them, then we can see that we are the ones on the mothership. Her name is Mater, because we're in the 3D realm. And we're looking to move to the 5D, forgetting it's the intuition within us that we are encouraged to turn the idolizing into the guru within you who you choose to listen to, because silent is listening in a different order, just like scared and sacred are. Don't you see? These seas that we're sailing is the one of we consciousness, individually and collectively. And so if ye want to join us as we see how to be the change we seek in this world, then you'll want to come be, 'cause I've invited a few friends and my Rolodex is pretty cool, if I don't say so myself, because I've spent so long looking for the best players of the game of life, and I found a few and a few charlatans too. That's one who pretends they can when they can't, and let me tell you, I've been deceived by the ones who pretended so well. I bought their BS and fell flat on my face, because to save face is to trade our self-respect for someone else's. And when we do that, we let someone else be the starring character in our lives. And so that's the stallion in my favorite story, when I was being drove to Simcoe General, where I got held up overnight in the ER before they transferred me to the science experiment. I'll never forget. 10th floor Hamilton, down the mountain was where there were no windows. You couldn't see what time it was, so spatially you required your BS to reflect what the authorities told we who were trapped prisoners of the Mental Health Act. I did not, in fact, get paid to play in that, but my trust was tapped for me to be confined there where the con was for my consciousness, and the fine was how I paid with my own life, and I lost 2 weeks. But at the time when I got sent to 10th floor, it had only been 2 days, and I had been having fun until when I got there, and then I realized that part was done, and I was trapped in a place where the professionals avoided eye contact, and when I wanted something, I raised my hand and stared to lock eyes with the 5 or more that were in the eagle's nest, because before that I'd been training to be a corrections officer, so I knew the names and set up too. I'd done a few tours of prisons as an assistant probation and parole officer too, and so I knew a few things too from lived experience. And so then when I went through it, I saw some things and said, no way, I will not be deceived, and I will not play your way. And when the nurse came into my room, she tried to make me think I was in trouble, and then left and shut the door firmly behind to make me feel trapped. And yet I remembered seeing that somewhere, and I got up and simply pulled the door. It was clicked open, and then I knew therefore I was no more trapped than I chose to be. And then in fact I went back to my bed, which was on the floor, but hey, who's counting anymore, except the ones who are stuck in the room where I was, and the others who felt fucked in a place where you got no power because you're deemed to be insane. Well, if you're insane, what does that mean? And how can you claim the right not to be there? Well, you say I'm not talking about myself as a person. I say I'm a daughter. You don't have one for per daughter, so I'm not gonna take the price per son. They'd probably get more in a world where his strength is deemed more than mine anyway. Or it was before, and now they say, hey, a woman's intuition, hey, now let's play a new way. When we get back in the moment, and the intuition are so hired ahead of time, before the eye was lopped off the head, was no more boxed in when capitalized. That's what the person is, capitalized. All the lies under the capital of the entity, of the identity that we extract from the fact that we see ourselves to belong in that place. And then when we see it's not real, and we are, then we start to feel funny and not sure how to deal with that. And yet somehow we know we'll find our way through, because we have survived 100% of our darkest nights. And so on that note I will say, tonight at 8:30, I hope you'll come with Jody and myself, Laura J. Namaste.